It's Cinemas, AKAPADers, my AKAPADers. Today we're discussing the 2006 American comedy Deck the Halls starring Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. Both of these individuals. I know Danny DeVito, but I'm just going from memory with Matthew Broderick. But these guys are involved with multiple Christmas movies, and I love that. But what we have with this movie, it's a formulaic mess. This movie's predictable. Everything you see coming. But a trend emerges. This movie gives importance to another Christmas movie. We're going to discuss that. And hey, I do recommend this movie. So let's get into it.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas!
There's something. There's like a absolute. Sorry, AK Patters. I'm just trying to look for my words before we get started here. There's something about movies filled with tropes. Movies that I know in the intro I said formulaic. I already want to retract that statement. This is a movie that's just full of tropes. There's a little bit of a roadmap. We may have seen it before. But we have Matthew Broderick. He's the perfect husband, loves Christmas, loves his neighborhood. He's the guy that wins the annual speed racing, the speed ice skating, if I can say that correctly. He's a speed skater. That's the word I'm fishing for. Matthew Broderick wins the annual speed skating competition that they hold in a ice rink in the middle of town every single year. He's Mr. Christmas. He is, here we go, Clark Griswold. But then across the street we have Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito moves in, and he's a little rough around the edges. When he moves in, it's just loud, it's obnoxious. He's very much like Randy Quaid in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The next day after he moves in, he greets Matthew Broderick on his doorstep, and immediately we get boner jokes. But then Danny DeVito sees that his house isn't available on Google Maps. This movie is driven by a Google Map plot. His house is not viewable on Google Maps. He can't see it in satellite view. And then therein lies his mission. He's going to make his house visible on Google Maps by making it brighter than bright. He wants to see it from space, essentially. And therein also lies the hook at the end of the movie. So these two individuals, who are the odd couple, they're dynamic opposites, they go through a journey. And Matthew Broderick's the character. This makes me love him in Election so much more, because he's almost the same guy in Election, where he's Mr. Perfect, but in Election he's not. He kind of fights back. But in this movie, he's overreacting, underreacting, very uncomfortable, very Ben Stiller, and we'll discuss a Ben Stiller movie coming up called Nutcrackers, which I absolutely love. That's available right now on Hulu. But, we've seen this plot before. We've experienced this movie. And at the end of the movie, these two guys have to become friends. And they share their ability of decorating to bring the town together. They bring their families together. Their decorations and their lights are so bright, you can see it from space. And that's the hook of the entire movie. The tagline for this movie is, "There glows the neighborhood." So there we go, right? The reason why I love everything I just described to you is everything you see coming, everything is a trope. There's almost like no originality. There's just filmmaking. There's just make a product, put it out there. But I enjoyed this movie because of the tropes, because of everything I saw coming, and I was just able to sit back and laugh a few times. Sit back and watch Matthew Broderick be amazingly awkward a few times, or Danny DeVito be amazingly crass a few times. Danny DeVito's wife, I forget her name too, but she's been showing up in a lot of the features recently. I want to say, is it Kristen Davis maybe? Let me see real quick. No, but Kristen Davis from Sex and the City is Matthew Broderick's wife, and Kristen Senowell. She's a little bit of a older generation it girl. Ageism did not affect her filmography, her career. This movie's directed by John Whitesell. You want to say the pitch for this movie is, hey, we're going to take this element from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, from all the way from 1989. We're going to take this one element of these opposites, of this odd couple, and we're going to pour gasoline on it. This movie showcases the absolute influence of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where there actually is a vein of movies inspired that try and duplicate it, or just ride the hype and the notoriety and love of a movie like that. Deck the Halls is fantastic. I'll probably watch anything Danny DeVito's in. I've referenced, I spoke about it earlier. Danny DeVito's a little bit. He might be in 2 or 3 Christmas movies, which is fantastic. I love that idea. Music, by the way, is George S. Clinton. What's the budget for this film? $51 million. Box office $47 million. So we get a little bit of a loss. Now, John Whitesell. This is our director. This guy, career boy, but 1993 Calendar Girl with Jason Presley. That's amazing. My sister loved that movie. Here we go. Ready? 2003. Malibu's Most Wanted, which is maybe the most underrated comedy in the history of humankind. 2006, Big Mama's House 2. Good sequel, by the way. 2006 again, Deck the Halls. 2011, Big Mama's House, Like Father, Like Son. Never saw that. 2012, Thunderstruck. And here we look. This is with such a short filmography. I've seen and appreciate a lot of these movies. Holiday 2020. I love Holiday. So, well, I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, John Whitesell is our director. He has comedic chops. He's got big budget chops, Hollywood production chops. He knows how to chop together a movie. Here you go. That's a bad joke. But no, AKAPADers, this movie, it's just fun. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. I recommend this movie if you want to educate yourself a little bit more on movie tropes and how they can improve a movie and how they expound on it. Again, this is a position we don't hear and see a lot of within the world. Within the world of criticism, film theory, so on and so forth. I don't think a lot of professors are, preaching film tropes are good, but we do that here on the AKAPAD Film Buff Podcast. So guys, we're getting closer to Christmas. Merry Christmas. Get yourself some good, have a sugar cookie on me tonight.
Merry Christmas, everybody!